Hi friends, Jennifer here with Jen Open Hearts, and I am so excited to begin this new year of 2025 in this space of exercising the voice, of sharing, and of speaking my truth. And this is my experiment. I'm just really happy that you're here listening, and I trust that you as well will glean some insight, some wisdom, and hopefully a little bit more open-heartedness, wholeheartedness as we go on this journey together. And so I thought it would be really wonderful to have a contemplation on the new year and on what that means and what is the word or the language that I'm looking to embody and hopefully to encourage you on your path as well. So a big word that I am looking to embody in this new year of life in the Gregorian calendar that has the collective energies behind it is softness. And that word means many, many things to me. And it's something I'm uncovering and discovering as I go, but it's something that's not always congratulated or celebrated. When I think of softness, I think of the clouds, I think of beautiful fabric, I think of flowers, I think of the sun on a warm day, I think of just like the feeling of letting go and of removing constriction. And so to me, softness means, just many things, but I feel like the biggest one is that essence of just softening into an experience, of releasing, of allowing yourself to be exactly as you are without trying to overly change a situation or yourself or another person or an experience. I feel a lot in society we are often congratulated for being rigid and strong and moving forward, and this very masculine based energy, which is beautiful, but I think it's almost overly overly emphasized. And I think there's so much more to our experience and to our world and to our lives and to our connections with others, with nature, with so many different aspects of ourselves. And so that's my biggest invitation for myself in this lifetime, in this moment, in this state of being, is how can I connect deeper to the softness inside myself. And it's naturally very easy for me to be more rigid and strong and fiery and fast because I'm an Aries sun and I'm a manifestor in human design. So there's aspects and elements of me that are really good at being more competitive or trying to think of the right words I want to describe it, fiery, fast. And I feel that softness is the embodiment of slow as well, because to accept you have to, or what I've come to figure out is that to be soft means to create more pauses between things, more pauses between reactions, more pauses to allow space to respond to the world instead of that fiery impulse that that's so easy to be and to do and to express. So to me, softness is leaning more into the feminine elements and aspects of self in a world that's already so masculine oriented. And again, it's a beautiful thing. It's very natural. It's very celebrated. If that's already happening, then how can I, as an individual, create more softness? And so I feel like it can be done through presence, through being with others and allowing them to be exactly as they are, and also with yourself, allowing yourself to be exactly as you are in your own little learning curve, your spiral of life that you get to dance in this lifetime. And even when you make mistakes, just allowing them to be an expression of time, right? You do one, it's like take one, take two, take three, you made a mistake. And that's perfectly fine. That's the part of life that we can be soft about. There's so many areas of life that we can just ask, hand on heart, how can I be soft in this moment? And what does that look like? for myself to be soft in this moment or in this expression, or even in the things or the experiences that really weigh you down or make you upset, or you're like, oh God, this is going to be annoying. And so like, how can you be soft in even those little moments that you are expecting maybe abrasiveness or challenges? You know, it's like, where can you introduce a little bit more softness? And it's hard. You know, I don't have it yet. And I guess, well, I should correct myself. I have it in some aspects of life, but my self-talk has been kind of harsh for some time now. So the inner voice is not the softest. So I have, I connected with like some Louise Hay affirmations and connecting to different qualities of the body, health and vitality. And I even have this new one on my phone as like a background. It's really quite beautiful. And if you've never looked into Louise Hay's affirmation work, she has just so many great books and such great energy. And you know, we need to have pattern interrupters for whatever word that we're bringing in, whatever embodiment we're bringing in. If we continue to do our lives on auto, we're going to just keep doing the same patterns, right? So it's like, if I want to embody softness, what can that look like? Going slow, relishing, really taking time to relish in the experiences of life, especially the senses. Like right now, for example, I'm in our truck camper. I have my cup of cacao. I'm watching a yellow butterfly. I have an incense lit, and I made my space comfortable for me to create more softness. You know, I can't be soft if my world is chaos, or if I'm stressed out about XYZ, or maybe I have a triple espresso instead of cacao, and I'm like, yeah, I want to be soft. Now I'm talking super duper fast, and I can't even catch myself. So it's like, we get to facilitate our spaces and facilitate our experience. And although there may be many things that we feel we cannot control, I do feel that there are many aspects that we do have control over. We can choose our thoughts, we can choose our words, we can choose our posture, we can choose how we walk and how we maneuver ourselves. We can choose our environment, we can switch it up, we can change it, we can clear the clutter, we can embody new practices and new habits that get us closer to where we're going. And so in this energy of the new year, I really like to think about, where am I now? Like, if I'm a point on a timeline, what does this particular point of myself express? And sometimes it's even fun to imagine myself exactly where I am, and to zoom out and to be kind of like the eagle in the sky looking down. There's Jennifer, and this is how she is right now in this moment. And to be compassionate. And how can this eagle view be soft, right? How can I continue to see myself and to know myself and to not judge myself and just say, oh wow, here I am, point A. Okay, where do I want to be in this new year? What does softness look like? What does that word really, really mean? And what are the daily actions, the daily habits? Who are the people I will hang out with? How will I connect to my heart? How will I connect to nature? What is not soft in my life? You know, you have to recognize what is the opposite, right? If you're trying to get to this word softness, and every day I am being aggressive, or I am just really impatient with myself and others, you know, is that really being soft? So it's that awareness of, where is the lack of softness, and how can I kind of like Tetris those things out, right? Like the letting go I talked about in the beginning. Like, how can I pause and soften into that? What does that look like to let go of some of these qualities and characteristics? And how does that feel? Is it uncomfortable? So it's like, okay, what is softness, aka the word that you might be choosing for the new year? And then what is the opposite of that? For me, it's like hardness, it's stiffness, it's stagnancy, it's constriction. Those are just a few words coming to mind. So I think it's just really beautiful when we give ourselves that time and that space and that place to reflect, and to not over criticize, but to look at it with that compassionate eye and say, like, where is it showing up in this way? Where haven't I been soft this year? Where was I kind of aggressive? And even just giving yourself permission to reimagine what that could look like. What does it look like in that moment from like 3 months ago when I was being hard on my mom? You know, what could softness have looked like in that moment? You know, I think it's really powerful when we reimagine life circumstances and we kind of tap into these different timelines that could have existed. You know, maybe it went one way and it was terrible, it was hard. I reacted, I was fiery, I was closed down. But like, what did that look like, that other timeline where you were gentle, you were compassionate, you were soft? And that's just something I'm really, truly, truly looking forward to connecting with this in this year. And that's why I'm really excited to be doing this kind of mini audio experiment to just play and lean into it and just see what happens, and to really share what's going on in my world. As some people, whoever's listening out there, you might know I stepped away from Instagram, and it feels like taking off a tight coat. Like I felt like I was in something that wasn't for me. And it's useful and it's beautiful, but it just wasn't helpful for where I was at in my life. And I feel like there's something really powerful, for myself at least, is this ability to speak in like a faceless way. You know, I even had a friend who's a projector say, your gift is in speaking in a faceless way. And I was like, what? I don't like that. But it's actually the way that I'm the most comfortable, is just being able to speak, stream of consciousness, stream of heart consciousness, and just letting it all go. And I'm just so grateful and so happy that you're joining me on this journey of just connecting to the wisdom of the heart, and to connect with media and consumption in new ways. Because what I noticed for myself was that Instagram was like pulling me away from my purpose, pulling me away from my dharma, even though it felt like I was following all these people. Oh, here's your purpose, follow your dharma, be loving. And it's beautiful, don't get me wrong. But it just wasn't for me in that state, in that space. So I'm just really, really grateful for this opportunity to stretch and flex. And I have some astrological placements that I'm playing with. One of them is Chiron and Gemini. I think it's in the 12th house. Yeah, it's in the 12th house. And then I have my North Node in Pisces in the 10th house. So I'm just really flexing my little spiritual wiggle soul and seeing what happens. So thank you for playing with me. I hope you can find some time to connect to your word, your embodiment for the year, and to be kind and compassionate towards yourself as you step into this new point on your path, right? Going from who you are now to who you want to be, and mindfully, thoughtfully feeling in the spaces in between. What does that version of you do? What do they think? What do they say? How do they walk? Who do they hang out with? What do they eat? What's their morning routine? Where do they work? You know, all these things. We get to choose what happens between point A and point B. So I'm just so excited for you, so excited for myself, and so excited for this state of evolution that we all get to go through. Thank you so much, and looking forward to connecting next time. Bye.